Everyone, and I'm keep chewing, keep eating, it's all good. Before I start, I'm going to light the candle so it can represent this world tree, which is represented from the microcosm to the macrocosm. So, can you hear me now? So I'm going to do that first. If we can just take a moment, even though we're eating, just to center in ourselves with our own connection to Source, God, Goddess, all that is. So I'm not going to speak of who I am. Genevieve did a wonderful intro. I have such a long history of working shamanically and otherwise, and I'm going around the planet gathering knowledge and, awakening parts of myself so I can help humanity in a greater way. But today what I'm going to talk about, I'm going to read a little because there's so much. This is such a huge topic. To present it at a luncheon in 20 minutes is really kind of but that's what I needed to present. The tree of life, the cosmic world tree, is an energy that shamans have been working with since the beginning of time. It's that which connects the many realms. We've been living on the planet, 3D reality, tangible, what we see, where long ago we actually had more open doorways to many other realms, and then it changed. In the universe, things shift and change. We're this little planet, beautiful Earth, but there are many other places. And so during 2012, it was no joke. There is an alignment. And this alignment allowed us to be like opening doorways to be connected to these other realms once again. And the Mayans call this time of the 13 heavens. So in this shift, our planet rotates, right? The sun does its thing, but then there's the, Milky Way, which is the creator of our universe and many others. There's little folk ways to talk about this, there's scientific ways to talk about it, and then there's shamanic ways. There's many ways to reference all these big energies, but the thing to know, with that shift of 2012, that we now have, like, both the underworlds, the middle world, and the upper worlds, we can have access to all of them. But to do so, we have to heal and reclaim the last 26,000 years of learning through suffering, learning through our dark sides. Misuse of power, on and on and on. And in the Mayan way, and I'm showing you my original cover of my book, I drew this. There's the underworld, there's the 13 heavens, and then there's that which joins it all together. So this is just one rendition of that. I'm going to pass around, I know you're eating, but this is the this is a radio image of the galactic center of the Milky Way. Sweet. Wow. I love visuals. Visuals are good when you talk about these big things. I have more visuals. That alignment that happened now, healing is moving in a much different way on the planet. Where before, we had to spend so much time, people in therapy for years and years and years, and that was so good. It was such a good opening for humanity to evolve. But now, since 2012, even before, because that's the epicenter of this paradigm shift. It doesn't happen overnight. It's, it's a big energy of change. People can reclaim and heal from past lives, off planet, this life, their childhood, in a much, I hate even using the word quicker, because it's not about quicker, it's just that it's time. It's time for us to shift. But instead of having to go over and over the same thing, the core issues, soul learnings, the energy is there to go, just go to the core. So in my many years of working, I've worked with thousands of people at this time, I keep witnessing that now we just go to the core. Lifetime, place in childhood, where like you can see almost the core of energy to that beginning place. And when you unwind that, get the learning, the soul part, whatever else needs to happen, ask for healing from the higher realms, things will shift. and maybe you have to go to a couple more, but you don't have to go to every single one. Because the energies are there, the doorways are open to move things in a much greater way. Because this tree of life, cosmic world tree, even scientists, a friend of mine is part New Age, part scientist, and he's really researches a lot of things. He's a great researcher, but the scientists, and they're not bringing it out, some of his friends said they actually see a light. You know, the astronomers see a light coming from the galactic center to the planet now. It appeared right after 2012. That wasn't there before. And so, you know, all this knowledge, yes, shamans have been seeing this reality, alternate states of consciousness since the beginning of time, but now scientists, your layperson, it's available for everyone. So this light that is coming through aligns us. Trees are a good example, because without the trees are partly what aligns everything on the planet as well, joins heaven and earth. So each one of us has a personal tree, our spine, our kundalini that helps us join. I mean, there's the simplest of exercises. We're going to do that at the end here. But, and then there's the connect with the very big energies. But before we can connect to these huge energies, we have to ground. Working with indigenous people all throughout the world, one of the greatest things they say about our country is we run too fast. We move too fast, we create too fast. We don't think about future generations. We have to slow it down. And part of that grounding is connecting with Mother Earth, the elements, earth, water, fire, and air, but it's also doing ancestor work, clearing your lineage. So you have sturdy roots in which to open up to these bigger realms. In the New Age world, it's often what happens is people get so, mesmerized by the spirits, the energy, that just basic grounding and connecting gets forgotten. And we need that. That is something indigenous people have taught us, and we all have indigenous roots at some point in our history. So a lot of the work that I've done with people is first we go to there, you know, the ancestors, the roots, family of origin. Not always, you know, everybody's different, but if you don't do that work, then it gets, what you bring in from the other realms gets convoluted, it gets confused. It's through the filter of family wounding and lessons. This new era we're moving into, in the Hindu tradition, they call it the Satya Yuga, which is about the golden age. It's about learning through what inspires you. It's about being drawn to what is beautiful, what makes you happy, and also your connection with everything around you, instead of the ego trance dance, as I call it. So we have an opportunity to clean up and learn this time from our past mistakes, where before, I mean, who in here believes the world's been destroyed and created a number of times? Yeah, I mean, hard to deny, hard to deny. This time we're given a chance to not do that. It's still a little wobbly to know what the results are in that one on the planet. Because the dark energies that got formed through time of separation are fighting back. Inside each one of us, and the people around us, the governments, corporations, on and on and on. So we have to resolve our own so we can stand clear in our center when these things happen, that are happening all across the planet. Part of it, and I'm going to send around this tree of life, a nice image, right here. And here's the Mayan, I couldn't blow it up, the computer wasn't helping me, the Mayan image of the lower worlds and the upper worlds is that each doorway, when you resolve, like, let's say, one of the lower states of consciousness, jealousy, greed, envy, then you have greater access to these upper worlds. If you don't resolve these lower issues, the lower realm issues, then you may have a moment in those realms, but it'll keep pulling you back down to the basic level. We're meant to evolve. That's what we're here to do, is to evolve. There are so many ways to evolve. You don't have to choose shamanism, you don't have to choose Reiki. You could, I mean, we are in the time of Rainbow Goddess, a Mayan teacher of mine said, which means we have many choices. That's a great thing. Access to much information, the internet, our own psyches. But the danger of this time is we have so much to choose from that we forget our center and what really matters. And the message is simplify and really connect, or else you'll be, once again, mesmerized by all that's coming in, or confused, or conflicted. So finding the center is very important. The group that I've been running, we're on our 8th level now, is about the 13 heavens, but through 13 cultures, from Hawaiian to Aboriginal to Egyptian to African, but it's through sacred trees. Each culture has their own world tree, has their own cosmology around that. Through the sacred mountains, mountains are like the doorway between heaven and earth. There's guardians there, there's respect that has to be paid, but like in Peru, they're very conscious. They call them the mountain apus. They work with them consciously because that helps our access to these higher realms. So in this group that I've been running, there'll be 13, but it'll turn into an initiation rite. So I'm just, there's a sign-in sheet for future information if you're interested up here. But all of us are needing to follow what our creative, impetus is at this time to assist in the evolution of humanity. We're at the crux. We're at this moment where we all need to decide, what is our role, what is our gift, where can we put our energy. The planet it's huge. This is our body, this is our mother. Without her, we're not going to be learning on this plane anymore. So whatever way to assist with that, there's some women here working with sustainability, but it's also how you connect with Earth every day, every moment. To do shamanic work, I work with animals, I work with mountains, I work with elements. Without that, it wouldn't happen. I'm just a little mini-me human here, open to a big world, but it's all part of a greater web of life. We're all part of that greater web of life. And we need to remember that. We can't just live in these little spacesuits in our houses and not be connected to the all that's around us, because we need that. In Indonesia, when the tsunami came, it was the local fishermen and the people who are really connected to the earth, who saw the birds, watched the signs, and left the coast. That didn't have to deal with that. We, not only for our survival, but for our connection, need to pay attention to what's around us. It's very important. I'm going to do this meditation for a moment, but any questions before I go on? It's a big topic. So, who here has seen in their own world, their dreaming open up, their synchronistic events in their life, their connection to their guides, their ancestors? Raise your hand if you feel like there's been a big opening in your own life with that. So ask yourself, what are you doing with that now? How is that serving you? How is that serving humanity? And just a couple comments.
I've been struggling. I came back from, thought I was going to live in Mexico in 2006. Came back because I felt my mission was definitely here to help young people. I was struggling. And every time I said, there's something not right in my heart and I can't follow through. Finally got it. So my job is always to work with young people or whoever on the paradigm shift, this collective whole thing that's happening. And I've been, I've been like, well, I can't do that, whatever. So now I'm happy, ready to go. I finally got. That's the bottom line. That's so good.
So did everyone hear what she said?
Not about individuals. It is about individuals, but not just focusing on an individual career. Trauma doesn't really exist. It's a collective.
So what I want to thank you for sharing that is it's very much like that right now. Aligning, it's not about making it happen. It's not about pushing with the ego. It's about listening at a very deep level of listening with your higher self in all parts of your being, your basic self, this is in the Huna tradition, and your past from your ancestors, your own world, and trees, this meditation, simple meditation. You ask that everything line up. It's like when I work with individuals, I always start with this tree meditation. And different trees show up for people from all over the planet, from childhood. But it helps, that's part of the shamanic tradition, everything come together. So instead of deciding what direction you want to go in your life from one aspect, you just decide from your ego self that it usually crashes or there's going to be challenges. If you just decide from past wounding, then it's going to crash and burn. But if you create, this is part of the new creation energies in your life from aligning, like, okay, am I in union with myself? Am I in union with my higher guidance? I'm in union with my, like, okay, my body feels good, I can do that. You're my basic self. And also my past, what I've learned before. I really don't like speaking in front of other people. I'm just kidding. But something that you're resistant to, you don't have to do it. It's aligned with who you are and what it works. And then when you create from that place, it will flow. If it's not flowing and it's blocking, change your direction, because this is a time of aligning, not forcing. From working with your chakras to working with the trees, is endless. So I was just given a little time sign. So I have more cards here about my apprenticeship program as well, about the women's group, and in my book, if you're interested. But we're going to do this little meditation now. So if everyone wouldn't mind just closing your eyes. Just take a deep breath, and I know you just ate your lunch, and just let go of everything, anything you can in this moment. And now visualize yourself with a tree. Once again, it may be a cosmic tree from your travels, childhood, in your yard. Just let it arise. Trust yourself. Now you're grounding into the roots of that tree, into the earth. Earth, water, fire, air, and ether. Calling to your ancestors, your past, to help ground you, connect you into Mother Earth. Then as you go up the trunk of the tree, you call to your basic self, your inner child, your conscious self. And then as you go to the heavens, you call to your higher self and your guides and allies. And then put your hand on your heart as the center of your being on this planet and in many dimensions. To give deep gratitude for your journey, your next steps, your connection to Mother Earth and all beings. Every day you can do this simple meditation, and then what I do is just go outside and give an offering to my day. It doesn't have to be complicated. Just feel how you're in your center. The tree is like your spine. And you're connecting then, you ask to connect to the bigger world tree. So you're in alignment with the change going on the planet. and in yourself and in those around you. In your center, in your heart, no matter what else is going on around you. Always that center. I thank you very much, and it's lovely to meet all of you.